Let's go to the LA riots. We've seen incredible scenes of violence and destruction, looting, arson, police officers being attacked. And curiously, or perhaps not curiously, we've seen the Mexican flag flying high through a lot of these protests. Whilst the American flag has been burnt, it's been spat on, it's been stomped on. Here is one protester explaining why he's desecrating the American flag.
I'm dragging them because they're dragging us. Immigrants built this city, there's no denying that. And when they're trying to take that out, it's not okay. It's just not okay.
Douglas, Donald Trump could not have hoped for a better ad for his immigration and his deportation policies than what we are seeing in LA right now. Just the violence and destruction and lawlessness is, I think, just lending further weight to his policies.
Yeah, funnily enough, all of this ties up together, doesn't it, Rita? I mean, the Democrat policy of sanctuary cities, where if people break into America illegally and then are in the US, these cities will act as sanctuaries for them, have caused cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco to become even slummier than they were in the lead up to this under massive amounts of Democrat rule. I mean, up to 12 million people, around that, as a conservative estimate, broke illegally into the United States during the Biden administration. And the Trump administration has said that they want to prioritize deporting the more than 500,000 illegal migrants who have criminal records. And it was a raid to try to arrest criminals in Los Angeles that has led to this outburst of rioting, of attacks on American police and others. And once again, we see this odd thing in our time. The Democrats, when they decided not to police the border and just to encourage people in, and to encourage people in that include criminals, and yes, include some people who want to be law-abiding once they're in the United States, but are costing American taxpayers whilst they're being there by their presence, by Social Security that they sign up for and much more. They still pretend that it's the empathetic, good thing to do to encourage from the border onwards literal lawlessness. And that anyone, including federal agents who are trying to enforce the law, are the bad guys. I mean, this is upside down to a crazy extent. And you're right, Rita. There couldn't be a better boost to what President Trump is actually trying to do, because he keeps saying these people who are coming include people who hate our country. And then the American public see people lauding the Mexican flag and, Palestinian flags and all of the others, of course, and literally burning the American flag, protecting foreign criminals and assaulting American police officers. I don't doubt that in a small amount of the online left and fairly large numbers of people on the streets of LA, they want to back the lawlessness and attack the police. But I think the American public, as they demonstrated last year when they voted Donald Trump back into office, have demonstrated that actually they do side with the police. The American public do side with law and order. They don't side with people who pretend that it's the police that provoke disorder rather than the rioters. They don't fall for this idea that innocent people are just expressing their fear about ICE or anything else, and that therefore they can't resist going and looting the local Apple store in LA. I mean, it's so upside down, all of this. And until we get past this era in which doing the wrong thing is celebrated and doing the right thing is condemned, we're going to continue to be in all of our countries in unbelievable trouble.
Absolutely. Before you go, I want to ask about the fantastic piece you had for The Spectator in recent days on Richard Hermer's campaign against Britain. That's the headline. Douglas, he's the Attorney General. He says he just wants to make the world a better place. Why do you say he has a campaign against Britain?
Once again, somebody who just wants to make the world a better place. And in the case of the Attorney General of England and Wales, has in doing so consistently warred against his own country. He's getting cover from other lawyers about this who say, oh no, he just accidentally ended up as the lawyer for Sinn Féin IRA's Jerry Adams. He just, it happened to be his turn to represent Al-Qaeda terrorists after Al-Qaeda terrorists, ISIS families, and so on. As if it could have happened to anyone, but that wasn't the case. Hermer's campaign for years as a lawyer has picked up every sort of anti-British person he could and represented them as hard as he could. It's so bewildering in so many of our countries that in the West that we have so many people in very powerful positions who are against the countries whose people they're meant to be supporting, they're meant to be representing. I mean, I'm just amazed. I would like the British government to have the interests of the British people at heart, as I would like the Australian government to have the cares of the Australian people at heart, and the American government to have the cares of the American people at heart. But again and again, we have elected, and in this case, unelected representatives who just seem to have spent their career hating the country that they then want to represent. I don't know what we've done in all of our countries to deserve people at the top of our societies who are meant to be looking out for us, looking out for everyone apart from us.
There's this self-loathing that is so prevalent, isn't it, in the political class, in the activist, academic class, amongst celebrities. It's fairly dominant in the culture, and it's pretty disturbing. And I noticed the Attorney General recently compared the Tories and Reform to the Nazis. So he's a great thinker as well there, Douglas Murray. Right. He has apologised for that. Douglas Murray, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Great pleasure as always.